So I'm going to do a few problems from the study guide. So I'm going to do problem number 4. A certain element has a half-life of 9 hours. So the half-life is being given. Half-life 9. It says if 0.875 milligrams remains after 54 hours. So this is the total amount remaining after this given time. All right, so notice that it's asking for the initial amount. That's the one thing that's not being given. Half-life, it's being given. So I'm going to use my half-life formula. There it is, half-life formula. So it's giving me the remaining amount. So that's like the total amount. Total amount, it's going to be 0.875. That is equal to my initial amount, which we don't know what it is yet. My initial amount times the 1/2 raised to the, well, we have that time. It's been 54 hours. So time has to be 54. And it has a half-life of 9. That's given. We will simplify this. We will be getting 0.875 is equal to the initial amount times 1/2 raised to the 6th power. All right. Well, the next step is to simplify this part of the equation. So 0.875 is equal to A0 times 1 over, well, 2 times 2, that's 4, 8. 16, 32, 64. All right, now the next step is to get rid of this fraction. So let me multiply by 64 on both sides. That way I can cancel out the 64 with the 64. I'm left with A0 is equal to, let me use my calculator to type 64 times 0.875. 56. So the initial amount was 56 milligrams. That'll be the answer for number 4A. 56 milligrams. How much of the element will be left after 3 days? So after 3 days, that's pretty much, we're going to use the exact same equation. But we want to know what's going to be the total. We're going to be looking for the total after 3 days. The total, now I know my initial amount is 56 times the 1/2 raised to the, my time, it's 3 days. That's going to be 24 hours per day in 3 days. So 24 times 3, that's going to be 70. 24 times 3, sorry guys, 72. So 72, and that divided by 9. 9 is the half-life. So 72 divided by 9 is 8. So this can be simplified to A equals 56 times 1/2 raised to the 8th power. So that's going to be the 64 times, it's going to be 200, it's going to be A equals 56. And let's type this in the calculator just so you know kind of how to do it. Oh my goodness, only 2 power. Just rewrote it. Okay, let's put that in the calculator. So this can be placed as 56, open parentheses, 1/2. I'm just going to rewrite it as 0.5 plus parentheses raised to the 8th power equals, that's my final answer. So A is equal to 0.21875. So here, how much of the elements will be left after 3 days? 0.21875 milligrams will be left after 7 days. All right, that's half-life problem. Now let me do another problem with a geometric sequence. So Christian deposits $5 into a savings account this week. He plans to deposit $10 next week, then $20 the following week, and so on and so forth. So how much will he deposit during the 9th week? Well, we want to know how much he deposited during the 9th week. We're not adding anything. We just want to know how much money he's going to deposit the 9th week. So for that, I'm going to use my equation concerning the sequence, how much he's going to deposit the 9th week. So my equation is going to be a sub 9 is equal to my initial value, which he deposited $5 the first time. So $5 will be his initial value. That times, well, every time we see that the money, it's doubling. So my ratio, it's going to be 2 raised to the n minus 1. So it'll be raised to the 9 minus 1. So this should tell me how much money he's going to have the 9th week. So this is equal to 5 times 2 to the 8th power. Let's put this in the calculator. So you can have 5 parentheses, 2 parentheses raised to the 8th power. That is equal to $1,280. $1,280. That's how much money he's going to deposit on the 9th week. $1,280 on the 9th week. You can also write it as a sub 9 to represent the 9th week. Find the total amount in the account after 9 deposits. So up to the 9th week, how much money is he going to have in his bank account? So I'm going to be adding everything he has deposited so far up to the 9th week. So for that, I'm going to use my S for sum. S sub 9. S sub 9 is going to be equal to my initial amount, which is 5. That multiplied by 1 minus my ratio, it's 2 to the 9th power divided by 1 minus 2. So let me simplify this before putting it into the calculator. S sub 9 is equal to 5 multiplied by, I'm going to leave it as 1 minus 2 to the 9th. And that divided by 1 minus 2, that's negative 1. All right. Let's type this now in the calculator. I can start putting this from scratch. I can have 5 parentheses. Let's put whatever's on the top. We have 1 minus, let me open another parentheses, 2 raised to the 9th power. Close that parentheses. So notice this parentheses, the first, it's closing for that one, so I have to put another parenthesis to close the other one. There you go. And then whatever we get has to be divided by negative 1. Well, actually, let me delete. There's a negative button down here. I think this stands for negative 1. So divided by negative 1. There's the answer. So my answer should be on the 9th week, I have a total of $2,555 in my bank account. So we can put all of this in the calculator. If you wish to do this like piece by piece on the calculator, you can do it. It might be somewhat complicated when you get bigger numbers. So I recommend learn how to do this in the calculator. I arranged it this way in my calculator, but there's different ways to do it. Another example would be multiplying by 5 in the end and then dividing by 1 in the end. Also remember this symbol, this one, this key will pretty much make negative numbers. So don't use the minus to represent the negative number, use the negative to represent the negative number. So let's say you do 4 and then a negative 6, you should get negative 2. Yeah, I have to erase that.